All right. So food is not just for eating sake. Because if food were just to be something you take because you're hungry or because your tummy is asking for something to fill it up, then people can just pack sand and put water and drink, or carry grass and drink and eat, But because when you take food, it is to supply certain nutrients to your system that will keep the functioning of that system effective. Now, when you now eat food that are not giving you any nutrients, any vitamins that your body requires for daily sustenance and effectiveness, then there's going to be a problem. But the question is, everybody eats every day. Everybody eats every day. So why are we not getting what we're supposed to get in the food? Why do we still have to take supplements? Why do we still have to take extra vitamins? Why our organs are having problems and we still need to go to the doctors, for medical help? Why are things happening in our system when we are eating? Because if it is true that the food has everything, we need for daily sustenance and for our body to function effectively, if all the food we're eating has everything, then why are things not going normally? Why do we have problems? So let me quickly refer us back to the foundation of the world, which is found in the book of Genesis for Christians. I don't know what it's called in the Quran, but I know definitely there is something like that in the Quran as well. So when God created that, and he created the first man, Adam, and his wife, Eve, and he gave them charge over the garden, and he said, everything in this garden you can eat. So there was no extra provision in that garden for any other thing that happens when they fall sick. And remember, they are farmers, and farming is a tedious job. So it means that inside the food they have, there is something to address pain when they have pain. Inside the food they have, there's something to replenish all the lost energy when they lose energy. Inside the food they have, they're eating in the garden, everything that is available in the garden, there's something to supply blood. There's something for the vision. There's something that, everything is just there. Everything is just perfect. And the same world they were living that time is still the same world we are living now. So what's the difference? Why is their own different from our own? Why don't we have any longer people who live up to 100, 120 years and that they're living fine? Why? The question is the presence of chemicals in our food. We could just close there, right? We could just close right like that, and that's the end of today's meeting. So anytime any food item comes across with chemicals, and when I say chemicals, I could generalize to say, even from the farming process, excessive use of fertilizers on the food products, flavors, taste enhancers, colorings, and other preservatives, all those things. Once they come in contact with the food item, you know what they do? Because they are not really compatible with the food item. So what happens is that they break down the healing virtue that is inherent in that food item, so that the only thing you are now taking when you eat that food is just shaft, is just junk. The real healing virtues require daily allowance that you're supposed to be getting from the food is already being trashed by those chemicals. Most of those chemicals are really harsh. Most of those chemicals are really life-threatening, only that they kill on a slow pace. So when they come into the system, they cause havoc. Another thing they do is that they have a residual property. So when they come into the system, they come in and they stay there. Most of those chemicals, when they come into the system, they stay there. It is very, very difficult to to pass them out, to evict them, to eliminate them. So when they come into the system, they begin to cause havoc on the cells, on the organs, and everything. And that's where the genesis of the different problems that people have emanates from. It's been proven women with fibroid, almost 50-60% of women in the world have fibroid. The one that is most painful is the one happening to the younger ones. You see people in their 20s and they already have fibroid and they've not had any children. And some of them, they have to tell them, oh, you just have to go and get pregnant somehow so that, this thing is going to, we have to carry this thing at 20 something. Before, in the olden days, it used to be that elderly people are the ones suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, and stuff. These days, you see people in their 20s suffering from high blood pressure. You see young people suffering from diabetes. You see young people suffering from glaucoma, And then the elderly, somebody is 50. 50 is a young age. And the person is already crying about arthritis. Why? Food. That's the one problem. Food. There are other factors that we can, that we can add to it, but food is the primary factor. Now, so we believe at Textural that if food can, create all problems into our system, then there should also be a way that food can correct the problems. Like there's something they say in Yoruba, they say, oh, you go to share pencil, no share razor. So foods can cause problems into our system. It can either kill or save. So what we're doing in the 8 Days Health Marathon is to see how we can correct the already done damages, because if you think there's no damage done to your system with food, then you just need to be where they produce palm oil. In some of these local areas, you see how they produce palm oil and you will be sorry for yourself. You just need to go to the main market and see the way they are trying to preserve beans, and you will be sorry for yourself. You need to see how they're trying to preserve rice so that it can stay for a long time, and then they will not suffer any loss on what they're selling. They will be sorry for yourself. You will need to see how, oh my, oh. So you begin to see all those things and you know that, yes. So the damages caused into the system, they may not necessarily be showing forth now. You may not necessarily notice anything in your system at the moment, but something is definitely happening already. And the bad thing about all these things is that most times it doesn't really come forth in time, It begins to just accumulate till when the person is now getting older a little bit, the more we're now getting older, the more the cells are, getting weaker and the the cells are degenerating and all that. And then we begin to have a lot of issues, arthritis, kidney failure, liver problem, enlargement of liver, kidney issues are now so rampant like malaria. You could have like 20 people at the hospital trying to see a doctor, and you will be so shocked to know that out of those 20 people on the queue to see the doctor, there will be only 5 that have malaria or typhoid. The remaining ones, you'll be hearing big names, big diseases, life-threatening diseases that they have to manage all their lives, diseases that they have to be on a medication for, if God helps them not to die, diseases that they will be on a medication for all the days of their lives. How can we correct this? What can we do about it? Let's go back to the way the creator, for every product there is a manual for operating the product, and you cannot get the manual or you will not be able to effectively operate that product if you do not get back to the manual, because you want to know the intention of the maker, the producer of that product. He has his own intentions. There's something he wants to achieve by producing that product and all that, and there's a way the product should run. So if you want to know how to correct all those things, then we have to go back to nature. We have to go back to the person who designed humans, God. How did he say we should operate? What is his plan? What template did he leave down for healthy living? Food. No much story. Food, natural food, not just food, natural food. So we go back to nature. So we try to see what are the things we can inject into our system to, help us detoxify, flush out, eliminate, some of the deposits of the things we've taken in times past, and correct the ones that can be corrected, damages that have been done to our system, and fortify our system against the occurrence of more evil. Permit me to use that word, So that is the basis of what we're doing in this 8 days health marathon. Before I go ahead, I don't ever like to be talking and feel like I'm just talking alone. I like to always hear people's responses. So far, what do you think? How do you feel? Especially for people joining us for the first time. How do you feel about what you read today? You. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. So we are eating our way to wellness. We are eating intentionally. We are intentionally injecting into our system that are capable of correcting all the damage that we've done to our health, then fortify our system, build up the immune system, and address certain issues that have been affected. That is the basic of this 8 days health marathon. I want to hear from you, especially from the first timers. How do you feel? How do you feel to be in this meeting tonight? How do you feel to be in this meeting tonight? I want to hear from you before I go ahead.
It's great to be with you.
Thank you so much.
I'm enjoying I really enjoyed all what you have said.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So we are eating our way to wellness. Somebody say healthy is a must. I want to hear it. Somebody say healthy is a must. Healthy is a must. Healthy is a must. Healthy is a must.
Healthy is a must.
Healthy is a must. It's a movement. It's a campaign.
Healthy is a must. Healthy is a must.
Healthy is a
must. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Healthy is a must. Healthy is a must. It is possible to eat your way into wellness. It is possible to eat your way out of, any health challenges that you have already. And thankfully, at Extra Large Farms, we are farmers, so we are into food production. We are also we have access to these simple secrets. I choose to call them simple because these are things that people just, underestimate and just overlook, and they're like, oh, I think I shared a testimony at the beginning of this week of somebody that said, oh, she's been very ill and, things have not been okay because she had gas trapped in her lower abdomen and they were looking for solutions here and there. I said, oh, I have a simple solution to your problem, and I bet when you take it, you will see what will happen. Just get 4 bulbs of onions and chili, half handful of chili, and that will be the end. And that was it. Imagine somebody, groaning and, wriggling in pain, ulcer pains. And you just say, oh, I have a solution to your problem. Just take radish. Just take radish juice. Don't take radish in the raw form for ulcer. Take radish juice and you see what happens. And it's like, oh, really? I've been suffering this for many years. And it takes it and whoop, that's just it. And somebody has been suffering from acute high problems for a very long time and says, oh, take radish, take crash, and make sure you are taking original, natural, undiluted palm oil. And it says, really? Yes, that's it. I've shared a testimony before of someone that had my grandmother. had this rash, on her body, and she doesn't live with me, so I didn't know. And she had been like that for like 8 years, and everybody sends her money. We didn't know that was what she was using the money for, and they were taking her to the dermatologist, and they were prescribing. She had this big bag of drugs just because of the skin issue. And then, so because we rotate her around, she goes to play with every one of us. She can come to your house, she can stay 2 weeks, 1 month, then she goes to another place. So when it was my turn for her to come to me, and I noticed, oh, Mama, what's this? She said, that's the problem, that she's just praying that God should heal her because she can't die like this. By the way, she'll be 100 this September. Say, oh, she can't die like this, so Jesus must not meet her. She must be clean like a baby when she's going back to God. I said, so what have you been taking? Then she had this big bag of drugs. I said, no, you don't need to take all this. You only take radish. I said, really? Radish? So we were giving her radish morning and night. And then when she goes to have a bath, she will apply the radish. This is the radish I'm talking about. This is it. This is just white carrots. This is the juice that we have extracted here. So when she takes a bath in the morning, we will apply it all over her skin like the cream. We'll just apply it and let her wait for like 5 minutes before she can now wear her clothes. At night also we do the same. And within like 2 weeks that she was in my place, everything like everything disappeared. Something she's been suffering for like 8 years. Food. There is so much power in the food that we're eating. We've seen somebody on kidney dialysis. The woman was going for kidney dialysis 3 times a week. That was like 3 years ago, I think. 3 times a week. Was it 3 years ago or 2 years ago? And she pays 40,000 per session. So that's 120,000 per week, minus the drugs, minus the cost of transportation, minus the discomfort, minus the fact that she can't walk again because she's just trying to take care of her health. Imagine all the pain. So that means in a month, she spends 480,000 naira only on dialysis, minus drugs and other related costs. And someone comes to tell her, there's this thing we have at Tekola, this radish. She said, really, radish? And she took radish and she continued to take radish and she changed all her food and began to eat only 100% natural foods from Extra Large. The time she came to share the testimony, I think it was October. Okay, so it's been like 2-3 years now. I think the time she came to share that testimony was one of our independence programs. And she was saying she intentionally waited that long before she would share the testimony because she wanted to be sure that she's fine now. And she was saying that that was the 10th month. It's been 10 months that she hasn't gone for dialysis ever since she started taking the radish. I cannot even continue to talk about all these testimonies. Just know that we are here in the 8 days health marathon, and our intention is to eat our way to wellness. Our intention is to eat our way to wellness. So we're starting on the 3rd of March. It's going to take 8 days. We've had some pre-marathon detoxes. We've had 3 Sundays of detox, but in case you were not able to meet that, no problem. You can always do it after, or you can still do one this Sunday before we eventually start the marathon on the 3rd, or you can do it every 3 days before the marathon eventually starts. So we've had a detox for onion and chili. We've had a detox for scent leaf and lemon. We've had a detox with locust beans. People are like, really? How are we going to detox with locust beans? Oh, yes, we did. And oh, yes, we saw results. In fact, personally, even me, till today, something we did on Sunday. Today is not this Sunday, today is Thursday, right? Okay. We did it on Sunday, until today, I'm still seeing results for the locust beans detox. So there's so much power enough. I am a living testimony. I mustn't even forget to say that. I'm a living testimony. I was diagnosed of fatty liver. some years ago. And after they had done all the explanations, and everything, I'm like, okay, so what's the solution? They said, oh, sorry, it's one disease with no real solution. You just have to manage it. I'm like, what? There is no solution. How? So I went online and I began to search and I began to make research. This is a life-threatening disease. How can you tell me there's no solution and I will just take it like that and I will just be living with it like that? No. And I want to encourage every one of us here tonight, in case you have any health challenge, I want to tell you that it's not as bad as you think it is. So your mind has to be positive first, because there's a very strong importance or a very strong role that the mind plays on our health. Imagine somebody drives himself down to a laboratory for whatever reason. Maybe at his workplace, they say, oh, you have to go and run some tests, all those things, all these routine checks. And he just gets there and they say, oh, you're HIV positive. The man drove himself there. The moment they announce to him he's HIV positive, watch. The next thing, he begins to fall sick. So many things begin to happen to him. But he was not sick until he heard he was HIV positive. That tells us how strong, the very strong role our mind plays on our health. So whatever bad reports you have heard, you can choose to live above it and begin to do something about it. So it means that it is not enough for you to ignore the bad reports or say, oh, I reject it in Jesus' name, like we always say. But it's much more important for you to start taking positive steps about it. Like I said in one of the videos before, what you do not want, you do not watch. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You have to do something about it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You have to do something about it. Let me say it again. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You have to do something about it. Every step, one step at a time, every day, there's going to be solution. So I said, no, I'm not going to live with fatty liver. I'm not just going to sit down and watch it like that. So I went to do a very thorough study and I discovered that it has a lot to do with food. It has a lot to do with food. So I embarked on the journey. And I think I even need to record this because we have a lot of people who have been asking us about issues with enlarged liver, fatty liver, and all that. So I placed myself on a 6 months journey, and I wanted to know. No, I didn't even know whether it was going to take me 6 months. I just made up my mind I was going to do something about it. So what did I do? It was a zero for me on dinner. That was the first thing. I said, no, I'm not, because I saw that there is so much danger we do to our system by ourselves by taking dinner. And when I say dinner, I mean late night food. So any food you're taking, and then, to really define late night dinner, to a large extent depends on your level of activity at night. Okay, so basically, it's safest to just take your last meal for the day around, say, 7 p.m. So I made up my mind I wasn't going to take dinner anymore. I wasn't going to take food at night. If I would be hungry at night, I would just take cucumbers. So there are so many other fruits that we can take, but some of them still have some level of glucose, fructose, and all that, and it still comes back as a deposit around the liver area and causes fat. So I said, I'm just going to take cucumber because cucumber is just water and fiber. Okay, so I did that. I said zero to meat, beef, any type of beef. I just said, no, I'm not taking beef anymore because I had researched that they have an adverse effect, in relation to the fatty liver. So it was zero on beef, it was zero on late night foods, it was zero on fried foods, it was zero on snacking, and so many other things I did. But most importantly, so I'm stopping those things. Yes, I'm saying no to dinner. I'm saying no to fried foods. I'm saying no to beef, and so on and so forth. So that is to stop the additional damages to be caused. But how do I correct the one that has already been caused? So it's not enough for you to say, oh, I'm going to stop these things. But the one that have been caused to your system, what are you going to do about those ones? Thank God for extra large radish. And that was what I began to take. I was taking it every day, and I was, and I also made some findings about ginger, the power of ginger. We cannot even start talking about that tonight because we will be here for 2 hours. So I discovered about ginger, how powerful it is. I discovered about lemon, how powerful it is. So I'll take my tea, I'll do my ginger, lemon, and honey tea, and I'll make my smoothies. And I began to, apart from the fatty liver, I began to look younger and fresher, and even my skin tone changed. Everything about me changed. Even my mindset, I became happier, and I began to run. So at a particular point in time, it was about 6 or 7 months, into that journey, I just felt something changed. A lot of things have changed about me. So I made up my mind I was going to go back for the test. Lo and behold, I went back for the test, and I became a case study at the laboratory. It's not a small laboratory, Mikio. If we all know Mikio in Oshodi in Lagos, I went back and I became a case study. Thank God, when you run that test, they will always give you a result. Like, there were so many, I had to do other confirmations to really be sure at that time whether I really had a fatty liver or not. So they were like, who told you you have fatty liver? Because they couldn't find it anymore. So your liver is okay, the size is fantastic, there's no fat around the liver, everything is just normal. Who told you you had fatty liver? I said, oh, well, I actually came to this your same facility to run the check. And this is the result. I still have it on my email, printed, everything, even telling us the diameter of the size and everything. And here they were. They said no. So they had to call other seniors. Come and check. This woman said she had fatty liver, but we can't find anything. Oh, really? Then the question came, Madam, what did you do? Abel, let me hear you, please. Let me just hear you before I continue. Let me hear you. What did you do?
What did you do?
What did you do?
What did you do? What did you do?
Something.
What did you do?
What did you do? What did you do?
What do you do?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Do you understand? So it's not about what is wrong with you, it's about what you're going to do about it. And that is why I'm so happy that we are all here in this meeting tonight, so that we can do what? We can be able to do something about that situation. Number one, you have a particular health challenge. Do me a favor, forget about the name of the challenge for the 8 days marathon, and let's just dive into this and be religious about it, be tenacious about it, be very consistent, with all the routines within the 8 days and even afterwards, okay? Because after the 8 days marathon, the 8 days marathon basically is just to launch us into that journey. You cannot eat your way completely out of some challenges you had for 40 years, 60 years, 50 years, 10 years, 20 years in just 8 days. But the level of improvements you see within the 8 days will encourage you to want to continue to do more. All right. So what are you doing about it? Let's start this journey together. So starting from the 3rd of March, by God's grace, there are a lot of things we're going to say no to. Let me quickly check if I can see. So it's going to be no on beef. It's going to be no on fried foods. It's going to be no on pastries. It's going to be no on alcohol. It's going to be no on sugar, refined sugar, and any form of sugar, carbonated drinks, all those things. It's going to be no on them. It's also going to be no on dinner, for these 8 days. It's going to be no on beef. It's going to be no on fried foods. So we have a list of all those things that we're going to be doing within the 8 days. So for people who have certain health challenges, please just ensure that you follow these things. Now, for people who do not have any health challenge, but to be honest, I don't know the last time you went for a check, but it's better if you have opportunity to embark on this type of wellness journey. Just do it. It's not going to cause any harm. It's not going to cause any harm. It's instead going to, benefit you. So it's not only for the 8 days health marathon. It's not only for people who are sick. It's also for people who have just decided to let me just do this to detoxify myself. Let me just do this to fortify my system against the incoming of, health issues, and just live a stronger, smarter, and fitter and happier life. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be a no on all those things. Then somebody say, if you not say we should not eat bread, we should not eat meat pie, we should not eat shawarma, we should not eat pizza, we should not fry egg, we should not fry chicken and all that. What are we going to be eating? We are going to be eating all our everyday food that are so natural, that are void of chemicals, that are not over processed. Those are the things we're going to be eating. Your gari is fine. Take your gari. Your amala is fine. Your plantain is fine, but not fried. Your beans is fine. Your yam is fine, and so on and so forth. However, we're going to need to intentionally inject into our system things that can correct the damages that have been done before, like I said. Number one. And number two, things that can help us fortify our system against the occurrence of all these things. And that is why you have to get a lot of things. Some of the things you get, number one, very, very important, is water. And every 5 a.m. during the marathon program, starting from the 3rd of March, is water o'clock. 5 o'clock is water o'clock. And then you need to get radish, because every 6 a.m. is radish o'clock. And at Textual Lab, we already have the radish juice like this. You will need 2 bottles for the purpose of the 8 days health marathon. So we have, you need radish, you will need fruits. So, and then we're going to be specifying the ones that people who have diabetes cannot take and the ones that every other person can take. So you need about a combo of about 5-7 different fruits. Apple is very important. You have pear, you have banana, you have watermelon, you have cucumbers, you have pineapple, you have lemon, you have ginger. Okay, so if you can't get all, at least get about 4 or 5. And we're going to be blending all these things together. And that's what we serve like the real breakfast in the mornings. Somebody is afraid about the spiking of blood sugar levels by taking fruits on empty stomach. No, that's not going to happen, because you already injected the superfood earlier before you took the fruits. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then between the hours of about 12 to 6, you are at liberty to eat any type of food you want, but no fried foods and no junks. So you can take your chicken, but you have to skin the chicken. Before you even cook, you have to remove the skin, and it's not going to be fried. But preferably, we advise you take fish, no beef at all, no shaki, no edo, no all those things, no bread, no fried plantain, So you take all these foods, and at night, if you're hungry, if you must eat anything at night, you're going to just take cucumbers. And then we also advise that people should just cut some cucumbers in water and soak them like that, and you can just take it at intervals. It also has a way of flushing your system, and building, and making the system fresher and cleaner. So all those things, those are the routines. You will need scent leaf. You will need scent leaf. We will need a bit of honey. We need ginger. We need chili. We need onions. So there's a list of all those things we need, and I think we have videos that we've done in times past telling us all the things we need, and we have some write-ups as well that we're going to be sharing in the groups. So if you're here and you're not in any group, we have 3 major groups, or 4, for this health marathon. So please contact whoever added you to this meeting tonight, or whoever sent you the link to this meeting tonight, so they can help you add you to the WhatsApp group. So all those things you will be able to get in the open market: your ginger, your water, your lemon, your fruits, your scent leaf, your onions, your chili. All those things you get in the open market by yourself. Go and buy it in the open market. So we're also going to be teaching us how to try to eliminate the effects of chemicals that may have been used on the ones you are buying in the open market. It's just basically soak them in water, put a little salt for like 15-20 minutes before you take them, so that if there's any chemical, it at least reduce the effect. Then there are some you will not be able to buy in the open market because they're exclusive products of extra large foods. We have the crash drink, and we have a voice note that we've done concerning the crash fortified and radish drinks. So we have this crash. You can hear the name crash. It's coming into your system to crash everything. Don't forget, we're intentionally injecting these things into our system on purpose, okay? So you need the crash drink, 1 bottle. You will need the radish drink. You will need 2 bottles. And you will need this fortified drink. This one is the fortified drink. You will also need this one. So this is a combination of everything you will need for the marathon. And everything like this costs you just 20,000 naira. Each bottle is 5,000. So how do I get it? You are in a group. So the admins in the group, the person who invited you to that group is the person you should go back to. We do not sell our products to non-members, so that person is capable of helping you to get your products. And even if you are a member of Extra Large Farms, as far as this marathon is concerned, we are keeping track of what we're doing. So we are only accepting orders from group admins. So please reach out to your team leader or your group admin or whoever added you to that group that you are right now, whoever sent you a link to that group you are right now, so they can help you get, you need an order ID. So the leader will help you generate an order ID for you to be able to pick up your products. So the marathon is starting on the 3rd of March. And so you need to act now. You need to get all the things you need, especially the ones from Extra, because it's not something you can just get like that. The other ones that you're getting from the farm, from the market, I suggest you wait till like 3-4 days to the marathon, to the commencement of the marathon. That will be next week, because we're starting on next week Sunday. Next week Sunday is 3rd of March, yes. So just get your products, pay, so that you can begin to pick up from next week. Very important. Now, location is not a barrier at all. Whichever country of the world that you have joined this marathon from, just place your order, get in contact with the group admin, and they will add you to whichever country group, so that you can place your orders. And if you are ordering from within Nigeria, we can send to you anywhere. So that's that on the health marathon. We shall be doing more. You all know I did short videos, short voice notes, post explanations every day or almost every day in our WhatsApp groups to explain to us and get us further prepared for what we are about to embark upon. Please do not take this marathon with levity, please. Take it with all forms of seriousness, and you will be amazed at the level of results that you will get. We've had, in fact, the last one we did in January, there was somebody with blood pressure of 184, and it crashed to like 130. We had somebody with blood, in fact, the best I said, please go and record it before we start, and after, go and record. Some people dropped weight. Some people dropped as much as 5 kg in weight. Now, this one is not about losing weight, no. But if as you are embarking on the journey, the things that are coming into your system, if there's a need for you to shed weight for the solution to come, you will notice that you shed weight, because you discover that some people don't shed weight. Some people will shed weight. So it's not a weight loss exercise, no. In March, there's not going to be a marathon in March, but there's going to be an obesity masterclass in March. After the marathon, maybe 2 weeks after the marathon, we're going to do something focused on obesity. So this one is not just about losing weight. You will lose weight if there's a need to lose weight as the things come into your system, as you are detoxifying and doing all the things, following all the routines. If there's a need for you to lose weight, you will lose weight. But if there is no need for you to lose weight for your health to be in perfect shape, you will not lose weight. So let me try to end there, so that I can take some questions and then move on. Yes, secondly, there's a good news, and I'm so excited. On the 12th of June last year, we opened the extra large resorts, popularly known as Agrotech City. So, for the benefits of first timers here, Extra Large has been in the agri business for about 16 years, and we opened up to the public about 8 years ago, allowing people from all walks of life to be our members and join us in farming easy, eating healthy, living healthy, and making money. Okay, so but we had this dream to create a home where all of us can call a home, a holiday place, a holiday destination, a resort, a training center. It's all encompassing. And we opened that place on the 12th of June 2023. Now it's going to be 1 year this year, and we are shaking the tables. As we are celebrating that first year anniversary of the opening of Extra Large Resorts, Agritech City, we want to put in people's hands, 1,000 people. We want to put in their hands on that anniversary day checks, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million. And these checks that they're going to get, is going to be as a result of the empowerment program we want to start on the 1st of March. We call it the 90 Days Millionaire Project. So it means that we are going to be training people, putting practically in their hands secrets, with which they can make minimum 2 million naira within 90 days. So somebody there is going to make 2 million, another person there is going to make 5 million, another person there is going to make 10 million, and so on and so forth within the 90 days. So you need some training to be able to do that. And, and this trainings is serious business. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? I must also let you know that it's not something about investing money or something. No, it's very easy. There are things, something you can't just imagine that's what will give you that much money. Okay, so anybody is here and you're ready to partner with us in that and to also enrich yourself just by helping people make the right decisions about taking care of their health and enjoying holidays with Extra Large Resorts, then you have us in partnership. Just send Empower Me. Say Empower Me, or send 90 Days Millionaire to 081 71 60 60 21. Can you please help me? Somebody should help me post that in the chat area. 081 71 60 60 21. Just send Empower Me by WhatsApp, or just say 90 Days Millionaire, and you're going to be added to the group. So from the group, you get to know all the other things that we need to get. Don't forget, I said the marathon pack, apart from the other things you can get in the market by yourself, costs 20,000 naira. Now, but for the benefit of people who will not be able to afford 20,000 for whatever reasons, we have also been magnanimous enough to provide them with one bottle of Radish, and one bottle of fortified drink. Okay, so basically that's just. I think we tried. So with 10,000 naira, you can get half marathon pack, and with 20,000 naira, you can get full marathon pack. Some people will need to give them the crash, not Radish. Some people will need to give them the crash, not the 45. So if you are buying the half pack, let us know your health status so that we can be able to recommend what is best for you. Let me take one or two questions as we round up. Thank you so much. It's 1 hour already, and we said we don't want to stay here for more than 1 hour tonight. Thank you so much. Another meeting is coming up on Sunday by 7 p.m. on Sunday. Still the same link. So if you have this link today, just keep it and make sure you're here on Sunday by 7 p.m. You are automatically invited. Okay. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. So let me take questions. If you have a question, please raise your hands or just send something in the chat area. Can somebody having treatment of cardiac, can she join the marathon? Yes, please. Yes. We would like you to consider Ramadan fasting starting on 11th March. Yeah, so the marathon is starting on the 10th. So it's not even a problem. It's ending on the 10th. We are starting on the 3rd of March and it's ending on the 10th of March. So it's not even a problem. It didn't enter the Ramadan period. So I think we're fine. It's starting on the 3rd of March. Okay, it doesn't affect the marathon. Thank you. Anybody else with a question? I have Miriam Mojisola Popola's hands raised. Please unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay.
Thank you
Sorry,
so much.
thank you. Good evening, MD.
Thank you.
Well done. You are doing a great job. May God strengthen you.
Amen.
I was at your office in Nikeja yesterday to
Okay.
collect my marathon pack.
Okay.
And I was amazed what I saw. And I said, wait a minute. And I'm in this Lagos. Why am I hearing about this for the first time? You know, I remember I told you the other time that it was my sister, Farmer Subi, that introduced me.
Okay.
So she has been saying, just come. Mommy, just try. So, but thank God I'm with you. I want to ask, the items you collected, like I brought them in yesterday. Do we need to put them in the fridge? I just put
Yes.
them in the fridge.
Yes, please.
One cannot keep it in the freezer. It should be in the fridge.
Fridge is better. But
Fridge
in
is
case you don't have, maybe your electricity is not that stable, you can put it in the freezer. So when we're starting on the 3rd of March, you bring it out like the 2nd of March so that it can defreeze.
Okay, thank you. Then the second question, when the chili and the onion, when it was used to detoxify, I was not around. How do I do that, and how can I do it? What do I need to do? Then maybe the last one, so that you can just take the question together. Why I looked through the list that were asked to get ready, and I did not see pawpaw. Is it that pawpaw is not good? Because I love pawpaw. I said, should I not eat it again? So is it that it's not good? It's not healthy.
Pawpaw is very, very healthy. So you can add the pawpaw to the list of what we're using.
Okay, thank you so much. So
pawpaw is very good. And I need to also let you know, for the sake of people who can't get all the fruits and everything, you see this 45 drink, it has about 15 different things inside. There are some fruits already in this one. There are some fruit leaves, there are some roots and all that already in this one. So if you have your pawpaw, it's fine. But in case you don't have the pawpaw, no problem. Then the onion and chili, let me quickly run through it. I hope we can do that. So so if it's the large size onions, you can do 4. If it's the medium size, you can do 8. But I discovered that people are not, they can't finish
it. Is it onion? Onion,
yes,
4 bulbs.
4 bulbs of onions. When I said 8, people could not finish it, but that's what I take. And it works like. And some people said that they've been fat, that they farted, that in fact, there was a woman that sent a message around 4 a.m. She said she just discovered she was the only one in the room, that her husband had to vacate the room because she was just farting everywhere. Those are things that have been in your system that you are passing out. So 4 bulbs of onions and half handful of chili. Chili is shombo or atagbigbe. It is not bawa. It is shombo or atagbigbe. So, and for those abroad, you can always go to the groceries or the Asian shops. I prefer that you get it in the Asian shops so that it will be really organic. So you can get your chili and then the onions. Please, when you want to prepare the sauce, don't make it too blended. It won't be nice. It won't be nice. And the job of the chili is to make it edible, because if you take just onions, when you blend it and you take it, it will be too sweet. So, and then the chili also has its own job. A serious detox job is doing. Because of our time, I can't run through that now. So 4 bulbs of onions, half handful of chili. If you have your ginger, you can add a little bit to it. So make it like you're making a fada sauce, like ayamase sauce. Let it not be blended. So, and then you're using very little quantity of oil, and it should not stay on the fire for more than 7 minutes. So it's almost undone. Yes, that's the way we want it. I would have actually said everybody just go and eat 4 bulbs of onion, but it's not easy. It's not easy. And then also don't cook that sauce with meat. So it has to be with fish or nothing else. So you can use it to eat whatever. It could be yam, it could be rice, it could be anything, So just just enjoy. Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It's noted.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. I also have Madam Sarah. Madam Sarah, can you unmute yourself and speak? We are about to call it a day. Get your marathon pack. All the groups right now, sorry, ma. In all the groups right now, we're going to be showing you how to place your orders, or get back to whoever invited you to the group. Place your order. We do not have much in stock, so make sure you place your order so you can start getting your products from next week. Madam Sarah, you're welcome.
All right. Good evening, ma.
Good evening, ma'am. You're welcome.
Yeah, I must commend, ma. I was really, really impressed by your words of knowledge today. At least I was blessed from everything you've said today.
Thank you.
You're really doing a great job, ma.
Thank you, ma'am. God bless you.
Okay. My first question is, for someone that have stroke, what can the person take, like partial stroke?
Okay, so let the person first join us on the marathon, and then the person after the marathon will need to continue on the marathon pack. They need to continue on the marathon pack, especially for Radish. In fact, almost everything. Radish and Crash. They will need to continue on it for the stroke. So to help them get better, to recover faster, and to also avoid the reoccurrence of the stroke.
Okay, all right. Thank you
Yes,
so much,
thank you.
ma'am.
Thank
But
you so much.
can someone use the water to also rub their body?
Yes. Okay, no, for stroke, no, it's not necessary. The only people that should rub their body with it are people who have any skin issue. But if it's for stroke, there's no need to rub their body. Let them just drink it. So, but the way they will be taking morning and night. And you also have to ensure that you're checking their blood pressure, because it's going to work on their blood pressure. It's going to work on every part of their system. So make sure you're checking the blood pressure at least every other day, so that when it reaches a part, let it not go and drop the pressure lower than what we want. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, you can
Noted,
also
ma'am.
say something in the WhatsApp group you are, so we can see addresses and talk more about it after the Zoom meeting tonight. Let me
Okay, ma'am.
be recording now.